What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, Carl Froch has spoken out on Deontay Wilder's loss to Joseph Parker. Froch, those fights with Fury took a lot out of Wilder. I think he's about finished. You can't really see it, they've got a moody website. Yeah, those fights with Fury took a lot out of Wilder. I think he's about finished. Here we go. Let's cut to the quotes. I feel that those fights Deontay Wilder had with Fury have taken a lot out of him. He got knocked down a few times, badly hurt, stopped. Those whoopings, they can't go unnoticed. They take the stamina bar down. Every single fight ages you. You leave a piece of you in that ring every time you have a bad fight, Froch stated on his YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I think he's about finished. I don't think his mind is in the right place. I think that performance was not the Deontay Wilder we all expected. This is now an old guy who's been beaten a few times now, twice off Fury and now Parker. And Parker, we know his level. He's lost to White, he's lost to AJ. This is a guy that's not really performing at world level. I'm not saying he can't, he might be back. Parker is back, he done really well. I think Deontay Wilder is finished. I don't want to take any shine off Parker, but playing down Deontay Wilder... I don't want to take off any shine from Parker by playing down Deontay Wilder, because that was a great performance. But I think Deontay Wilder needs to just finish now. As I was searching for this article, I stumbled on this one. It's classic, and I have to put my hands up. I was saying the same, but peep this here. Stop. Oh, stop. Look at this here. Look. Oh, Froch. Deontay Wilder knocks AJ out. No, sorry. Deontay Wilder knocks AJ Spark out in one round. End of day, people. I get critiqued. Oh, YB, you've never boxed, you've never performed in a boxing ring before, etc., etc. Well, Carl Froch has, and it just goes to show that this game is just a mad game. Bottom line. There's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's no triangles. I'm reading these quotes here. Deontay Wilder knocks him Spark out in one round. I've always said that, and I think it's true. Wilder would come out in the first round looking for AJ, who is tentative at the best of times. But he is now afraid of his own shadow these days. I think Wilder catches him with a bomb that lands on his chin, and he goes down and just does not get up. Froch told the In The Zone podcast, whether he can get up or not, he won't. Stop. Whether he can get up or not, he won't want to. That's the reason these two aren't fighting now, because if that happens, his career is over and the curtains come down for good. However, if he gets his head right, he can definitely win that fight. He's with Ben Davidson now as his trainer. Rob McCrappen should be his trainer, because he would get his head right for that fight. But the respect has gone now, so they will never get back together again. I've digressed here. This is supposed to be about Deontay Wilder and Parker, right? But the reason I've brought this part in is to say that Froch and myself did all the analysis. AJ's tentative. AJ's scared of his own shadow. Next thing we know, AJ goes in there with Wallin, and he looking S-H-I-T shot. Sorry, S-H-I-T hot. Red hot. In there smoking Wallin. Now, we're going to find out in the Ngannou fight how red hot he really is. But we can't take away from the performance. Let's not forget, AJ looked bad against Helenius. He looked bad against Franklin. So we have to be fair. We can't then say, oh well, he looked good because of... No, give him credit. He looked good. Let's take it as what it is. And the fact he's doubling down with Ngannou makes me respect the Wallin performance even more. Someone who's still a bit tentative ain't going to jump in there with, in my opinion, the top 3 guy. Is he? No. So, yeah. And let's get this whole thing out of here. Listen, Froch. I like Froch, but Rob McCracken is useless. AJ lost his head under Rob McCracken. Fact. It was Rob who allowed this mentality to get into AJ. After the Klitschko fight, AJ said, "Oh, that was a hard fight. I told Rob I don't really want to be in a fight like that anymore." It should have been Rob's job. Rob should have said, "Hey, listen, son. Yeah, this is the fight game. If you don't want to be in tough fights like that anymore, I suggest you take the 10 mil you've made with Klitschko and sit down somewhere." Instead, Rob McCracken indulged this beta behaviour from AJ. Yeah, when a fighter comes to you, not with doubts, but with whatever that was, whatever you'd call it, with AJ saying, "Oh, I don't really want to be in a tough fight anymore," you have to nip that in the bud, quick. You don't let them seeds of, whether you call it weakness, or it must be weakness, right? I don't want to be in a tough situation again. That's weakness. I respect every man who gets in the ring, but what else would you call it? That's weakness. You have to nip weakness in the bud. It's a bit like back in the Roman days. Back in the Roman days, there was a principle of decimation, yeah? And I believe the principle of decimation was, if you went into a battle with another army, and some of your men started running off, and essentially being scared or being weak, they'd get, every unit or whatever would get together and everyone would pick straws, and the man who picked the short straw, the people in his battalion or whatever, would then have to beat him to death. The point is that, listen, you either get stuck in or you're gonna get beat up. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones. You have to nip it in the bud. You can't let weakness spread. Can't do it. And that's what I believe. Rob McCracken indulged AJ, and that's what really caused his downfall. Now, fair play to Ben Davidson, so far at least. We'll see how he follows up in his next fights. Anywho, on the note of being indulged, look at Wilder, for example. Wilder had a natural spirit. He was training with Mark Breland and Jay Diaz. He then hooked up with Malik Scott. I believe he fought Fury the third time with Malik Scott. Yeah, because the second time was when Mark Breland was alleged to have put something in his water. The third time was Malik Scott. And I get the feeling, I've always said it, Malik Scott for me is a bit of a fangirl. Yeah, he jumped on the floor. He had a fake knockout against Wilder when they were competitors as such. Malik Scott's been a training partner for Wilder, and now he's his coach. Malik Scott is a go along to get along kind of dude. He ain't going to be telling Wilder, "Hey, listen, Wilder, I'm not here for a ride. I'm here for the most feared in the division." Do you forget that one, people? Wilder would sit there in an interview saying, "Fee, far, fo, fum. I'm the most feared in the division." That's what I'll be saying. If I was training Wilder, I'd say, "Listen, Wilder, I don't care how much you're paying me. I don't care how friendly we are. If I'm going to be training you, that's what I need from you." But Malik Scott, he just happy to be in the video. Malik Scott happy just to be there, to be in the back, just to, you know what I'm saying, to be on the team. No good, and it shows. Because, yeah, Wilder can train. Everyone can train hard. Can you perform hard? Can you perform ferociously? Can you perform viciously? If you can't, what are we doing here? Collecting money. And really, I'm trying to think through history. Has any trainer left a fighter before? You're not giving me what I need. You're not showing me the ferociousness I need from you. That's what I wish more trainers had. I think there probably is examples of it in history of boxing. You haven't got what you need, and I'm not going to be there just to collect the bag. You understand? More trainers need to be like that. You do it my way, or we do it all in, or we don't do it at all. Anywho, back to Froch's original point with Wilder being finished. I think we can take a lesson. Yeah, myself and Froch need to take a lesson. We both wrote AJ off, and we both hyped Wilder up. And it shows how fickle the game can be. I'm not saying AJ's completely back. Equally, Wilder's had one bad performance. Even his Fury losses, he wasn't bad, was he? Well, the second one was bad, but the third one, it could have gone either way at points, right? So, I'm not going to write Wilder off. I mean, I've written AJ off for years, and still, AJ is in probation mode. We need to see how he performs going forward. But he's at least back in probation mode. He went from completely written off, to having a chance. Wilder's had one bad showing. What I will say is, though, Wilder's bad showing, it wasn't because... I mean, AJ's never admitted he's lost it. He's never admitted he doesn't have the hunger. Yeah, he's admitted I've made a load of money. I've never heard him say, you know what, I just haven't got the fighting spirit anymore. He's implied it. He's never out and out said it. Wilder came out and said, yeah, I've made too much money and I just don't have what I used to have. That's worrying. I respect it because it's possibly true and honest, but worrying nonetheless. The fact that he's having them thoughts. How do you get back that viciousness? Is it a loss to a pretty top tier guy? Joe Parker's top tier. Does that bring the hunger back though? Wilder said after the fight, yeah, I've been smiling and I'm still smiling now and all this other stuff. I'm not too sure how that works in this particular game. Even in other games, even in golf, you need to be aggressive at points. You need to hit that putt. I don't know. I've never played golf or watched golf in my life. Or even in motor racing. You need to have that aggression to hit the corner hard. You need to have that confidence to go into the corners at the highest speed or whatever. Do you understand? Braking at the last point possible, etc., etc. If you lose your edge, you lose your edge. Unless you really want it back. Does Wilder really want it back? I haven't seen no evidence, but time will tell. His next fight, which is due to be against Zhilei Zhang, you know, I mean, I'm going to tell you now, I've got Zhilei Zhang, regardless. Even if Wilder was still popping, I'd have Zhilei Zhang winning that fight. But if Wilder fights Zhilei Zhang, damn, I don't care. I don't care if he's lost his head or not. That's a mad fight. Because if Wilder goes in there with the same mentality he went in there with Joe Parker, he's getting knocked out in devastating fashion. Fact. Parker's like a 10 times worse version of Zhang. Zhang will make fish food out of Wilder. That's what you best believe. That said, I respect Wilder. He ain't politicking. Wilder spent a lot of his career politicking, fighting bums. Zhang's arguably the most dangerous guy in the game. I don't think Tyson Fury would have stopped Joe Joyce or knocked him out. He might have stopped him with eye damage, but I don't think he'd have knocked him out. Who even knows? I don't even think AJ would have knocked out Joe Joyce. Zhang smoked on him, right? Zhang's a big, strong, fast southpaw. Equally though, Wilder's one trick. It lines up well with a southpaw. But yeah, I've got Zhang. Anyway, let's see how it plays out. Either way, 2024, we're in for a bunch of... This is fixing to be the best year of the last 20, 30 years, in my opinion. All the fights are finger-licking good. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and leg off the bell.